Interior chest examination. First, you have to introduce yourself to the patient and take permission for the examination. Second, take consent or permission for the examination. Third, position. What is the ideal position for interior chest examination? Ideal position, doctor.
Recumbent.
Lying supinely. But in case of a respiratory distress, you have to put the patient at 45-degree angle. Otherwise, ideal position is lying supinely. Position supine, flat. In case of respiratory distress, put the patient 45-degree angle. And what is the ideal exposure for the interior chest examination? Ideal exposure, Dr. Najib?
Chest should be fully exposed.
Good. Chest and neck should be fully exposed. That is the ideal exposure for interior chest examination. Then we start the inspection. Do a survey of the whole patient from the foot end of the bed and observe weight loss and dyspnea at rest. When you start inspection at the foot end, the first thing you have to note, that is the respiratory rate for 1 minute. That is the first component. The second component of inspection, chest deformities. Assess for chest deformities. Maybe there is barrel-shaped chest, pectus excavatum, pectus carinatum. Third component on inspection. What is the third component on inspection? Previous scar mark. Radiation mark. Visible veins and pulsation. Scar mark, visible veins and pulsation. And what is the fourth component of chest inspection? Asymmetrical chest movement. Assess for asymmetrical chest movement on inspection. As well, assess the use of accessory muscle of respiration and intercostal endrumming of lower ribs interiorly. How many components of inspection? 4 components of inspection. And actually, similarly, there are 4 components of palpation. 4 components Furcation, and 4 component of auscultation. 4 into 4 is equal to 16. We have to memorize 16 point for interior chest examination. The second component of interior chest examination is palpation. Palpation. Before you start palpation, you have to ask for pain and tenderness. Ask for pain and tenderness. What is the important of pain and tenderness? Pain and tenderness क्यों पूछते हैं डॉक्टर?
पेन एंड टेंडरनेस सर।
हाँ,
सर इसलिए कि कौन से एरिया में सर डिफेक्ट है इसलिए सर।
So if there is any symptom of costochondritis, so pain and tenderness will be present on movement and change of position.
before starting palpation, you have to ask for pain and tenderness. What is the importance of this?
So we will skip that part which there is pain. We will come at last to that part for the comfort of patient.
आप कहते हैं कि जिस एरिया पे पेन है, that is the tender point, we have to examine in last. But it is not like this. For example, a patient came to you in your OPD and complaining of right knee joint pain. And you say, I will examine your left knee joint first, then I will proceed for right knee joint. अगर मैं कह दूं कि मेरे इस कान में प्रॉब्लम है, इस कान में, तो आप कहते हैं कि नहीं, पहले मैं इस कान की एग्जामिनेशन नहीं करूंगा, पहले इस लेफ्ट की करूंगा, फिर राइट को आ जाऊंगा. You are talking like this. Remember that it is not like this. Asking for pain and tenderness, it gave you a diagnostic clue at bedside. It gave you a diagnostic clue at bedside. अगर कोई मरीज़ कहता है कि मेरे लेफ्ट साइडेड चेस्ट में पेन है, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि पैथोलॉजी लेफ्ट साइडेड है. अगर कोई कहता है कि राइट साइडेड में पेन है, तो इसका मतलब है कि पैथोलॉजी राइट साइड में होगा. तो आपको फोकस उसी एरिया में करना होगा. और आपने किस कंटेक्स्ट में पढ़ा है, किस सिस्टम में पढ़ा है कि पेन एंड टेंडरनेस जिस एरिया में होगा, उसी एरिया को लास्ट में पालपेट करते हैं. एब्डोमिनल एग्जामिनेशन, यानी दिस सेंटेंस इज करेक्ट इन द कंटेक्स्ट ऑफ एब्डोमिनल एग्जामिनेशन. क्योंकि एब्डोमिनल एग्जामिनेशन में टेंडर एरिया, पेनफुल एरिया को अगर आप इनिशियली पालपेट करें तो वो मसल गार्डिंग में चले जाते हैं, स्पाज़ में चले जाते हैं. आपको फर्दर पालपेशन के लिए डिफ़िकल्टी होगी. इज इट क्लियर? फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट फॉर पालपेशन, assess tenderness, position of trachea and apex beat. This is the first component of palpation. Assess tenderness, position of trachea and apex beat. Second component of palpation is the chest movement. Hypophysis should be examined anteriorly or posteriorly. जी डॉक्टर. जी डॉक्टर. Hypophysis should be examined anteriorly or posteriorly.
Sorry, posteriorly when he sits on the bed.
Posteriorly? What do you think? Posterior. देखो बेटे, ये पहले ही से गड्ढे में पड़े हुए हैं. And what is the ideal position for posterior chest examination? Sitting position. ये पहले ही से गड्ढे में पड़े हुए हैं. जब सिटिंग पोस्चर में हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? सिटिंग पोस्चर में. जब ये लाइंग पोजीशन में होगा तो ऊपर आ जाएगा. जब सिटिंग पोस्चर में हो जाएगा तो ये मजीद गड्ढे में चले जाते हैं. तो इट इज too much difficult to examine the apices posteriorly. Apices always examine anteriorly. The second component of palpation is the chest movement. Apices must be examined anteriorly. To assess asymmetrical movement of the chest, foot, one end on either side of the chest, and to see any reduction of moment on inspiration and expiration. Next, grip the chest symmetrically with your fingertips and approximate the thumb in the midline in a straight horizontal line in order. Ask the patient to take a deep breath and observe the distance moved is same for both thumbs. What is the third component of palpation? Is the chest expansion. Assess the chest expansion with the help of measuring tape. Difference between inspiration and expiration. It is not a reliable test for vital capacity and chest expansion. If it is less than 2 centimeter, consider abnormal. Chest expansion is 3 centimeter. This sentence is correct. क्या गलती है?
Sir, chest expansion on which side? Right side?
Right side.
Sorry, sir, it is moving. Sir, chest expansion.
Chest expansion, assess the chest expansion with the help of measuring tape.
Yes, sir.
सही? Chest expansion is 3 centimeter. If it is less than 2 centimeter, it is considered abnormal. तो इसमें गलती क्या है इस सेंटेंस में? सही है.
Sir, it should be 2 centimeter.
Huh?
3 to 4 centimeter. They should be between.
You say there should be
2 centimeter, sir.
chest expansion is 2 to 3 centimeter. Okay. Is it correct?
2 to 3
Doctor, is it correct?
अब सही है.
Dr. Najib?
ऐसा अभी सही. Exact figure 2 to 3 or 3 to 4.
चलो बेटा, मैं आपको चेस्ट कहाँ से स्टार्ट होता है? फ्रॉम ईयर अप टू ईयर कंसीडर एज अ चेस्ट. तो एग्जामिनर को कैसे पता चलेगा कि आपने चेस्ट एक्सपेंशन किस लेवल से लिया है? हाँ? Without reference level, this sentence is incorrect. This sentence is not complete. अगर मैं कह दूं chest expansion is 3 centimeter at the level of nipple interiorly,
ये सही.
तो बात समझ में आती है. Is it clear? Without reference point, chest expansion is not complete.
Yes. Location of it.
You always give reference level. Fourth component, ocal premitus. Ocal premitus. To assess the ocal premitus, what will be your command to your patient?
You ask the patient to say 99 or 3 like this.
99 or 99?
Yes.
और हमारे जो स्टूडेंट मोस्टली कहते हैं ना ना, ना ना इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेड वर्ड. तीन थी टू असेस.
जो मतलब नहीं बोल सकते 9 को या 3 को, तो उनके लिए हम लोकल लैंग्वेज में कहते हैं कि आप ये वर्ड यूज करो.
नहीं इस तरह नहीं है. आपने बोल रहे हैं जब वो नाना बोलता है, नाना थोड़ी उनका लोकल लैंग्वेज है. नाना इज नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड. देयर इज नो सच वर्ड. तो नाना तो उसका लोकल लैंग्वेज नहीं है. तो इसी तरह हम उन्हें कमांड देते हैं 99 बोले या 3 बोले इन उर्दू. टू असेस द ओकल प्रीमाइटस, said to the patient to repeat 99 or 3 in Urdu.
मैंने कहा सर ये जो वोकल परमिटस है आजकल लेटेस्ट गाइडलाइन में सर ये एब्सोल्यूट हो चुका है, ऐसा नहीं करते सर.
Vocal premitus and vocal resonance gave the same meaning and same result, but it is the part of interior chest examination under the palpation. अगर आप अपने क्लिनिक में बैठे हुए हैं, आप ओकल प्रीमाइटस ना करें, ओकल रेजोनेंस पे चले जाएं. लेकिन आप एग्ज़ाम की सेटअप में हैं, आप एग्ज़ाम दे रहे हैं, देन यू हैव टू डू द ओकल प्रीमाइटस. द थर्ड कंपोनेंट of interior chest examination is percussion. Percuss the chest symmetrically from above downward, starting from the supraclavicular area, interior chest, and including both axilla. There are 4 points under the percussion. Percussion note may be resonant, that is the normal percussion note. Percussion note may be hyper resonant. What are the causes of hyper-resonant percussion note, doctor?
Emphysema.
Pulmonary emphysema. Other?
Pneumothorax.
Pneumothorax. Other? No.
Atelectasis.
The causes of hyper-resonant percussion note: pneumothorax, pulmonary emphysema, lung cavity, and eventration of diaphragm. The third component of percussion is dull percussion note. What are the causes of dull percussion note? Consolidation, infiltration, collapse, mass lesion, thickened phleure. And what are the causes of stony dull percussion note? That is pleural effusion. Fourth component of interior chest examination is auscultation. There are 4 components
chest examination.
under auscultation. Start auscultation from epiphysis, interior chest, and including both axilla. What is the first component of auscultation? Type of breathe sound. Focus on inspiration and expiration to get the type of breathe sound. That is the first component of auscultation. Type of breathe sound, it may be vesicular, may be bronchial, and broncho-vesicular. There are 3 types of breathe sound. Vesicular breathe sound, what are the characteristics of vesicular breathe sound?
Normal inspiration and expiration, and there should be no gap between them.
So inspiration is longer than expiration, and there is no gap between.
Good.
Expiration.
Inspiration, you focus on inspiration. Inspiration is longer than the expiration, and there is no gap between inspiration and expiration. Inspiration is fully audible, while expiration 1/3 is audible. जल्दी गुम हो जाता है, गायब हो जाता है expiration. To get the type of breathe sound, you have to focus on inspiration and expiration. If inspiration is prolonged, inspiration is longer than the expiration, and there is no gap between them, it is means it is vesicular breathe sound. Bronchial breathe sound. What are the characteristics of bronchial breathe sound?
इसमें expiration ज़्यादा होता है as compared to inspiration.
Sir, compared to inspiration, expiration is a bit longer, but there is gap between inspiration and expiration.
Inspiration and expiration are equal, and there is a gap between inspiration and expiration. Focus on inspiration and expiration. Inspiration and expiration are equal, and there is a gap between inspiration and expiration. What are the causes of bronchial breathe sound? What are the causes?
Pneumonia, sir.
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia is fusion is a pleural fusion.
Only memorize, only remember 3C. 3C.
collapse,
Consultation,
cavitation,
collapse with patent bronchus, cavitation. And what are the characteristics of covesicular breathe sound? Inspiration and expiration are equal, and there is no gap between inspiration and expiration. What is the clinical importance of bronchovesicular breathe sound? There is no clinical importance of bronchovesicular breathe sound. It is occur at the level of second intercostal space due to the bifurcation of trachea, and posteriorly at the level of third and fourth thoracic vertebrae interscapular area. Bronchovesicular breathe sound and vesicular breathe sound with prolonged expiration are two different entities. Bronchovesicular breathe sound does not carry any clinical importance, but we have to know theoretically. While vesicular breathe sound with prolonged expiration occur in COPD and bronchial asthma. Second component of auscultation is the intensity or character or quality. You have to assess the intensity of breath sound. कहते हैं कि कितनी सुरीली आवाज है, कितना गरजदार आवाज है. तो इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द साउंड. acute bronchitis में क्या होता है? Unauscultated, harsh breathing. It is mean there is vesicular breathing with increased intensity, and some authorities say these are harsh breathing, harsh breath sound. उसकी इंटेंसिटी बढ़ जाती है. Is it clear? Third component, edited sound. Assess any edited sound. In case of chest, remember wheezes, creps, and pleural rub. Wheezes are whistling sound, audible in inspiration and expiration. What is the difference between creps and pleural rub, doctor? What is the difference? Ji, doctor.
Creps occur due to pathology in lungs pharma, and pleural rub occur when there is a infection in the outer boundaries of it.
How can you differentiate on clinical basis while auscultating the interior chest?
So when small airways open during inspiration, there is a cracking sound, crepitations, and that's what creps are called. When small airways open when there is fluid in those small airways. On inspiration, when they open, there is a cracking sound, and that's what is cracking.
You are talking theoretically.
Yes.
You are talking theoretically that creps are crackling sound,
Yes, sir.
while the pleural rub, creaking, rubbing sound.
Yes.
It is theory.
Yes.
How can you differentiate clinically? Remember that pleural rub, cracking, rubbing sound audible in inspiration and expiration, while creps, crepitations are crackling sound audible only in inspiration. There are no expiratory creps worldwide. This is the first differential point between creps and pleural rub. What is the second? Maybe it is a early inspiratory, pain inspiratory, end inspiratory, but creps always inspiratory. There are no expiratory creps worldwide. What is the second differential point? Creps altered in quality, in intensity after cupping, while pleural rub does not. The third differential point, Pleural rub is superficial. By pressing the stethoscope, it becomes more and more audible, while Krebs does not have such quality. What is the fourth differential point? Pleural rub may be palpable and Krebs does not. What is the fifth differential point? Pleural rub is associated with local pain due to pleurisy, while Krebs does not. Fourth component of auscultation, ocal resonance. Assess for ocal resonance, asking the patient to repeat 99 or 3 in Urdu. It is very important while auscultating the interior chest, take opportunity to listen the second pulmonary sound for pulmonary hypertension.